Hello everybody and welcome to episode 15 of Let's Play Republic the Revolution. Today we are preparing to hold a rally in the town center and to lay the ground for us to leave the town of Ekaterine behind us for good. We have already secured a large portion of the districts. We have brought the socialists into a very weak position, and we have managed to keep peaceful relations between ourselves and the Mafia. Therefore, I can safely say that our operations have been a success. We've even kicked the socialists out of their stronghold in the Shubno industrial estate, and we're gradually working to kick them out of the Martov estate as well. All is going very well indeed for the NPRM. And so, the next day has begun, and as you can see in the latest ratings, we have a very large majority of Ekaterine's population under our control. We have managed to raise our resolve and to crush our rivals. The Union of Socialist Workers has lost about 100 points and a massive share of influence. At this point, the Constantino cartel is on the verge of eclipsing them. This is very good for us indeed. It bodes extremely well. I'm just concerned that the Constantino cartel might be benefiting quite a lot from the fact that we are attacking the socialists as we are. But regardless, I think that this will go well. Now, I doubt that this is the rally, the massive rally which we will be holding when we leave the city. But nonetheless, it is an important one. We are addressing our supporters in the town center, and every single man and woman in this movement has a role to play. This is why we are triumphing against the regime and against the other opposition forces. Because we are building a true grassroots revolution, built upon the power of the people, by the people and for the people. Now I'm wondering where the town hall is, because that's where we need to hold our rally. It might be in the gardens, but I am sure. All in all, I'm just very confused by this game. Very confused. And so I shall go for one more investigation of the town center. Perhaps I just haven't found the venue yet. In the meantime, we need to continue our attack against the socialists. We are pressing back against them, we are hurting them badly, and this is a very good sign, but nonetheless, we need to keep pressing, to keep fighting, to keep campaigning, because otherwise we will not be able to sustain our current pace of growth. Apparently that was the rally. So the NPRM has astounded the people of Ekaterine by staging a daring rally in front of the town hall, in an open and foolhardy display of defiance. No doubt the leader of the faction, the Nerd Gamer, will disappear shortly. I doubt that, but anyways, either by his own planning or by the hand of the secret police. Either way, he will be long remembered for this brave act. I'm very glad to see that this was a success. So now, all we have to do before our departure is to build up the resolve of our faction members. This might be trickier than I hoped, but nonetheless, It can be done, and it will be done. We will wait for our influence points to increase once more. Fortunately for us, both myself and Baturin already have high enough resolve, but unfortunately Nazarov and Berezin are both not resolute enough. In spite of this, I believe that we can work towards a very good result. We have been pressing onwards. We held a successful rally in the town center. We have astounded the entire nation. And this is very good. We have the eyes of the people on us. Not only here in Ekaterine, but across Novi Strana. This is, as I have said, a great achievement. And we must carry on with similar achievements. Fortunately, we are continuing to successfully slander the Union of Socialist Workers with our press. And soon we shall get Moritz Kalmakov to leave the Church of Novi Strana. Or was it the Church of Novi Strana or another movement that he's joined? Nope, he's back with the Church, and with an extremely high resolve at that. Anyways, we are going to get him to leave the Church of Novi Strana. We are going to neutralize him for a second time. Whatever this may take. Even if we need to break his kneecaps or something like that, I do not care. What is important now is doing our utmost to get support. To get resources to strengthen our support base to the utmost. Now I'm wondering whether we've come across graffiti or something in the area. Now unfortunately the game's camera isn't the best, but I'm doing what I can. Meanwhile the enemies are giving out their leaflets. Honestly, I can wipe my ass with those leaflets because they are worthless. They have no chance of recovery at this point. Because we are on a roll. We are too big to fail, and I mean that seriously. The NPRM is going to be Novi Strana's future. There is no doubt about it. We are going to march onwards towards popular liberation, towards the ultimate victory. With this Jacobin-esque revolution that we are the driving force of. Well, would you look at that? We've got some news. Edward Berezin has been recruited by the cartel. Well, whoop-de-doo, isn't that just marvelous? I really just can't get a break, can I? You know what? I don't care. His resolve is high, but I am going to recruit him. We're going to go to the Georgian cafe where we first met, and we are going to recruit him once more. This might actually be for the better, since his resolve will be higher now. Our chances are growing better by the day. This much is quite clear to me. And we are going to continue our battle. We are going to continue to take our fight against the socialists and the church. And if necessary, the cartel as well. We shall advance relentlessly. We need Edward Berezin on our side for this, however. We need the good press that he can bring to us. We'll also agitate a little bit in Lizitsky Towers, since this is a necessity. We are holding our ground and we are doing so very well. However, at the same time, Joseph Nassaro's resolve is dwindling. I am not glad about this. We have got to save our movement from collapse, since we have suddenly begun to take a very rapid downward spiral, triggered by the abandonment, the betrayal of Edward Berezin. I can only hope that this meeting between us goes well, since otherwise I can say quite surely that we are screwed. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope that this will be a successful meeting, that we will be able to drag him away from the Constantino cartel. Because I have had enough of the Constantino cartel getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves by actively working to undermine the movement. So we're gonna get Berezin to abandon it. We need his skills. Because he is a very skilled person indeed. His writing skills especially. We need him to write articles, to defame our enemies, and therefore, thereby, to hold our position. He is, of course, the most important man in our revolutionary press. So we'll go with the typical tactics. 1-2-0-16. We certainly have a lot of points this time. I hope that he won't be too hard to recruit. Now, I'm surprised how our movement continues to have money, how it continues to have enough to finance itself when we keep holding all these expensive meals in our attempts to bring people to our side. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing necessarily, but it's a surprise. Now here we go, we're going to take this point right here. And now we shall continue this way. We have a good chance of victory here. This much is undeniable. I begin to grow fearful. Curses! We have lost. We were unable to recruit Edward Berez into the movement. Curses upon him! Curses upon himself, his family, all of his associates. We don't need this. We really do not. We're going to need to find another member for our movement. Somebody of equal skill. Perhaps Aloysia Karamazov. Or Artem Churbanov once more. Although I do not want that waste of a human being in our movement. Anyhow, this is not boding well. Not one bit. And so we must be successful in our anointment of Comrade Joseph Nazarov. Otherwise we will fail most miserably. The invisible man just left that door for a second. I wonder how many people are there. 3 people in a row, all of whom have randomly become invisible. I won't let myself be distracted by this, however. We have better things to focus on, more important things to focus on, besides the 4th invisible individual leaving that apartment block. We need to successfully anoint Comrade Joseph Nazarov. We need to make sure of his loyalty, because otherwise we are, to put it very simply, more or less screwed. Now we just walked right through that lady because we cannot afford to wait. We're going into a power walk. We're making our way over to Nazarov, I assume. I'm growing fearful for the future of our movement, however. We are starting to lose ground to the church. This much is obvious. And it's also quite ridiculous. So this gives us a very good opportunity to work against the socialists with a revelation. And that's what we're going to do. We have an abundance of points. All that matters now is how we use them. I'm starting to fear that the NPRM is becoming more and more a cult-like organization. Although I personally believe that we are taking the best out of all the other ideologies available. We are taking the egalitarian spirit, supposedly espoused by the socialists. We are taking the promise of salvation, which comes from the church. And we are taking the sound business sense that comes from the Constantino cartel. Now I think that the best way to increase Nazarov's resolve would be... Of course there's a strengthening action, but what else can we do? We could move his home to a safer one. That could actually be a good idea. We'll buy him a nice luxury house. Luxury, or however it is said. Now I don't want to have him living in a bookshop, so we won't be doing that. So we'll change his shift a little bit. We'll have him work during the day, since this way he should be able to get more than enough rest during the night. And although it's a bit expensive, we shall move his home out of the Shumno industrial estate as well, since this way we might be more effective when we try to anoint him into the movement. Everything is playing into our hands. Now I'm going to try and take advantage of this graffiti as well. I'll use it to put up some counter graffiti of my own in the Kutuzow works. And then we shall have Comrade Nazarov strike with some counter graffiti. We shall fight back. We shall take the Kutuzow works out of the socialists' hands. And so we shall leave them high and dry. At this point, all I want to do is make sure of Mr. Nasarov's resolve. At the same time, I think I'll try to recruit Mr. Bogdan Rashinsky into the movement. We'll do it at the French restaurant. Now the main reason I'm recruiting him is because of the vast array of actions he has. He can damage support, take support, increase support, damage resolve, increase resolve, and so on. And so I believe that he would be a very valuable addition to the NPRM. And so the press is now going against the NPRM once more, and the Constantino cartel is gaining ground extremely rapidly. They've overtaken the socialists by 70 points, and they are now going after us. This honestly scares me, since it means that we might have another contender that we'll need to put down. Anyhow, we must work with all of our might, all of our strength, to guarantee a brighter future for our movement. We need to agitate, we need to fight, and that's what we shall do. In the meantime, all of Comrade Nasarov's actions have been cancelled since he is busy moving house. Not that it's too important. Hopefully they shall all be resolved swiftly enough. We shall strike at the socialists and break them. But more importantly than that, we must strike at the Constantino cartel to defeat their support base and to guarantee the town of Ekaterine for ourselves. But before we do all that, I think that I will be putting an end to this episode. We've achieved a decent bit, that's for sure. We've gained and we've lost. And hopefully, the next episode shall be quite eventful as well. If you're enjoying the series, do not forget to leave a like and a comment and to subscribe to my channel to show your support. I have been the Nerd Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for today.